can you believe it's been well over a year since I last posted one of these videos? And I thought it was about time I came clean as to why I quit YouTube and what I've been up to in the meantime. Today I've come to the North Pennines area of outstanding natural beauty. If you look at a map of Cumbria, you've got the Lake District on the left-hand side, you've got the Eden Valley in the middle, and then you've got the North Pennines on the right. And the reason I've come here is because last summer we moved from where we used to live in Shap on the edge of the Lake District National Park to just down there. Today I am stood on Melmerby Low Scar. And my plan for today is to walk south in that direction until I find something that I can take a photograph of. So let's get on with it. Now, if you think I'm being cagey about where I live, you'd be right. But the funny thing is, I can't explain why. And what makes it super daft is if you subscribe to my newsletter, as I'm sure many of you do, my address is printed at the bottom. The problem that I have is that compared to the Lake District National Park, the North Pennines is a bit of a barren, featureless place. It's essentially mile after mile of open grouse moorland. Now, my approach to photography has always been to find a strong primary subject that can act as the focal point for the photograph. But up here, finding subjects is very difficult, and that ain't gonna do. Finding subjects isn't my only problem. See, down below me is the Eden Valley. And that's brilliant agricultural land, it's very fertile. But there isn't an awful lot of drama. So not only have I got problems with foreground, but I don't have much of a background to work with either. I've pretty much walked the entire length of Melmerby Low Scar, and so far, nothing has tickled my fancy, so to speak. But I've now reached this wall. Now, whereas before, I would have walked past this without giving it a second look, now it's a fascinating subject that I can build a photograph around. But before I go any further, let me stop for a minute and just explain why I stopped posting to YouTube. So the truth is, back in May 2022, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And over the summer, I had to have 2 operations to remove my thyroid. And then at the end of the year, some time in hospital where I received some radiation treatment. The physical side of the cancer, we hope, has been dealt with, but I'm still dealing with the emotional side on a day-to-day basis, and it's not something I really like talking about. So if it's all right with you, I'll leave it there. And I'm going to get off this cold stone wall because I don't want to add piles to my list of woes. When I was first diagnosed, the staff at the Cumberland Infirmary, who were very good, by the way, hello to Lisa if you're watching this, they explained that I was going to have to take quite a bit of time off work. And I was particularly poorly after the first operation that I had, in which I lost quite a lot of blood. So that's the reason why I stopped creating YouTube videos. So now you know. They do say that in the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, and I no longer have the luxury of being able to ignore something as magnificent as this dry stone wall. But this isn't just any dry stone wall, oh no. This one's got a wiggle in it. Don't fall over on camera, you big oaf. So from this point, you get a nice view of the wall and it creates an S-curve leading off into the distance. And on the other side of the wall, there's quite an interesting rock formation. So I think what I'm going to do is set up my camera here and try and get a shot looking south. It's good to see that some things haven't changed. So to start with, I struggled to find the subject, and then I couldn't find a background, and now I've got no light. Who needs light anyway? I mean, after all, we don't want to make it too easy on ourselves, do we? That's my composition set up, and I suppose at this point I should mention that I've got a new camera. My beloved 6D, which has been my companion since 2015, has been retired and replaced with this, a Canon 5D SR. But I don't want to talk about that because cameras are boring. So really all that's left for me to do is to take this shot. And he's back in the game. So what does all this mean? Does this mean that I'm coming back to YouTube? Well, hold your horses there. The truth of the matter is I don't know. See, social media is at times a particularly unpleasant place to be. And YouTube these days is almost as bad as Twitter or X or whatever it's called this week. When you're, let's say, emotionally fragile, as I am at the moment, you don't need that crap in your life. And so I'm just taking each day as it comes.